Hi everybody, welcome back, or if you're new around here, my name is Andy and I tend to talk about sex education and welfare and being yourself on this channel, and today is a very important topic. It's about masturbation because it is May, therefore it is Masturbation May. That is a thing apparently, but there are plenty of myths that masturbation is a kind of new thing, thing that came around the last 100 years or so. Well, absolutely not. There is a big history about masturbation, and today is going to be the very short version of that history. The absolute first recordings of human masturbation was in the 4th millennium BC, so 6,000 odd years ago. They come in the form of prehistoric rock paintings, and there is a clay figurine on the island of Malta from about 4000 BC of a female masturbating. So it's not new at all. Way more than 6,000 years old. Unfortunately, there's not loads of history, but the next kind of thing which was recorded was in the Greek and Roman eras. Unfortunately, recorded history doesn't really give the plebs kind of view on things, but we absolutely do know that Greek and Roman leaders held, especially Greek ones by the way, held orgies and other things to keep them sexually satisfied. The Greeks regarded masturbation as a healthy and most absolutely acceptable alternative for other types of sexual pleasure. They actually considered it a safety valve against other sexual frustrations. And as far as the Romans concerned, it actually figures a lot in satire, in plays from around that time. And we learn from these Roman plays that the Romans preferred the left hand for masturbation, presumably because the right hand was busy doing something else. Around the time of the Dark Ages in Europe, it was considered a form of insanity, presumably because real men, and we are talking about men here, alright, real men were fine. They could, use their sexual prowess in other ways. And it was from kind of then on into the Victorian era, 18th and 19th centuries, that masturbation kind of became this thing which was a taboo, which wasn't really talked about, and more to the point was thought of as sinful. It's very modern. It wasn't considered sinful until around the 18th century. Medical journals from around the time described the action as deplorable and incurable, weirdly. In fact, one described it as a sin perhaps incomparable in its consequences. Kind of moving out of Victorian era, we have this situation now where we've got kind of theologians and other people coming in on the situation and telling people that masturbation is something which, will make you go blind. I mean, if that was the case, then half the population wouldn't be able to see. Well, I say half, that's the half that admit to doing it. There are such recommendations as boys' trousers be kind of tight so that when they've got their hands in their pockets they can't wander their hands to their genitals. Now, throughout this time where humans were being told from all over the place that masturbation was wrong, masturbation continued. So we come to the 40s and 50s, where a psychologist called Alfred Kinsey, he wrote the famous Kinsey reports, and in there was research done to say that masturbation was a natural and instinctive thing for both men and women, and he cited Gallup polls in the United States where so many people did it, so many people admitted to doing it, kind of anonymously to pollsters at the time. How could it be such a thing which wasn't natural? And it was this paper and others which led to the American Medical Association declaring that masturbation was normal. Not that they ever declared it wasn't, but they actually had to declare that it was normal in 1972. And now we're in the 21st century. I told you this was short. And we're getting to the point where we're actually teaching kids that masturbation is kind of normal. I mean, for example, we're talking about nocturnal emissions for boys and how that's completely normal. At one point, that would have been, ooh, that's clearly something wrong with them. They're clearly possessed by the devil and they need whatever-ing. But I like to say right here and now that I can tell you that it absolutely is normal. Way over 80% of the population admit to doing it, and the other ones are probably lying. And there's absolutely no need to feel any guilt or resentment about doing it because, frankly, It's just natural human behaviour. Even throughout all this time when humans were being told that they shouldn't do it, that bad things would happen, humans continued to do it. Bad things didn't really happen. So I'm pretty sure we're fine. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then give it a like. You can do that just down below, or you can subscribe. I make videos every single week. Thanks again, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.